The lesson that we will teach today excites me a lot because it gives some more base to what we all feel and believe, and shows that the more the science is evolving, it supports our understanding that we came to this, and many of us have it for many years. And the way to see how it works and to understand is a very, very exciting moment for me, because the more I see how it works, the more it gives me this direction, how the scientists, that they came, many of them came from a linear mind, from a more, let's say, third dimension mind. They are connecting us to the fifth dimension, and it is really amazing to see it and to feel it. So what is all about? We were talking a lot on the ability to create our desired future. And I know the first time I came to this, and I was kind of a square mind based on science. Most of it, when I learned in school, was based on the Greek, that I think they owe us a huge apology because they created our linear mind for decades and decades and years. And then I felt that something is missing. And I felt that life is not linear. And I felt that we can go beyond the limitations of math. And I felt like, when I was young, when the teacher asked you how much is 2 and 2, and you said 5, they would throw you out of the class. Nowadays, when you say 5, the teacher says, wait a moment, I'll go to Gemini and see if it's okay or not, if it's right or wrong. So something in the Newtonian understanding that I learned at school, and I was keen about it, is slowly evaporating. Slowly, we are asking questions that when you say something about science, can be physics, quantum mechanics, then you always ask the question, and what if not? And maybe it can be different. And maybe there is something beyond. And even when I was young, when I had to define the difference between faith or belief and science, I remember in high school even, I was looking at it as something totally spiritual, mysterious, if you want. And science, the more science explores something, it goes out of the belief, of the faith, and becomes reality. This was the way that we were looking at things. Nowadays, I think it's a bit different. Nowadays, we are based on, in my opinion for sure, on 4 dimensions, on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And the more I go there, even when I go beyond any border, I would say, in a wild way, and we were talking also how to learn or to teach in a wild way, some things that were hidden behind the curtains are becoming very clear. Very clear. So I can see more, I can understand more. And when I see that the science goes the same way anyway, and I will say upfront, I'm not a scientist. I learned a lot of science, but I'm not a scientist. And I'm based on books books of philosophy on one hand, books of science on the other hand. The moment they came together, I believe, this is my belief, that everything beyond is tangible, is here and now, even if it's spiritual. The only thing that we can say about it that we still don't know, still don't feel, still don't understand, but they exist. And the more I go further, I see how they match together and how science that began with the Newtonian, began with Darwin, began with the more squared methods, is becoming more spiritual in a way, in our point of view. And when you talk about, we'll talk about quantum mechanics today a little bit. Talk about quantum mechanics, you look at these scientists and you say to them, and they are more based on, especially in physics, on experience, experiments, etc., etc. And they sound like more spiritual than us. They sound like, they tell you like there are particles, it can be particle and a wave at the same time, or there are particles that can be in both places, in two places at the same time. Or they talk about shredding your cat. I think you've heard about it. That he is in a box, and you don't know if he's alive or dead. And he's in two situations until you open the box. This always reminds me a quiz they did to one of the gurus, and he said, they put a butterfly in the hand, one guy, and he said, is this butterfly alive or dead? And then he looked at him and he said, I know. If I say alive, you will squeeze him. If I say dead, if I say dead, you'll open your hands and let him fly. So it will make me wrong anyway. So the question is, what is that we don't see? Well, thank you, Bonnie. Schrödinger, he was German, etc. So this will be part of the lesson today. And what will be amazing, that you will see how the concept of SGLA, how the concept of creating the future is based on science. And even support science in a way, and science support it in a way. So if you're ready, we can begin to talk. Sharu also was in the lesson on Monday. So unfortunately, part of the lesson will be the same. If you fall asleep, I understand. But you will see I changed a little bit, and I brought some other views into the scene. Okay. And then we do like we did Monday, we'll do a meditation. It helps us to go beyond time and space and create our reality beyond time and space. And we'll see how it works. Okay, let's begin. So the name of the new teaching, as you can see here, Folding Time. Conscious leadership and radical healing, radical instant healing, which means that you can create healing sometimes here and now. So I'll read to you a little bit and then I'll talk. I put it, when I asked ChatGPT also to give me the relevance to SGLA, to leadership, and we'll see how it comes together. So in discussing leadership, especially in the spirit of SGLA, the focus often centers on the ability to drive meaningful change. I'm talking about transformation in the world. Yet the greatest and most radical change begins from within, the capacity to lead one's own consciousness and transform physical reality. So the question, is it possible? And if it's possible, how we do it? Society is programmed to think that healing is a slow, gradual process, and that building the future requires years of linear effort. However, an entirely different perspective exists: the inherent ability to create a new future and experience radical healing here and now, instantaneously. So let's look at what is here. In the point of view of SGLA, today we are going to a new level. The new level depends on few items, and I will show them. And these few items shows, based on science, that when we are training our consciousness to be very present, very real, very focused, and put this consciousness toward the planet, toward the world, we can create much more than we were thinking I was thinking until up to this very moment. I'll say a few words about the third, fourth, and fifth dimension. If I can define it, I would say that until this very moment, or let's say Monday, SGLA was most in the fourth dimension. So we all know about the first, second, third dimension, and we know that there is a fourth dimension and there is a fifth dimension. The fourth dimension, if I translate it into our language, is that yes, almost not everything is possible, but everything can happen at a time, in a time. And we are always on the process, on the road. Which means when I'm talking, even in my meditations, on how it's going to be like 7 years from now, when I'm talking how I create reality in 7 years, how I build my desired future in 7 years, I have still in my mind 7 years. So yes, I'm telling you almost every time, please behave as if it already happened. But still, what was in me, and I think in many of us, that it's a way, it's a road. It's like the road to Ithaca. It's something that we go through. It's a journey. You go through this journey and you create. And when you go through this journey, you meet, you know, the road to Ithaca. You meet the Cyclops, you meet the sirens, you meet life, and life will create some kind of blockages, some kind of need to evolve, some efforts to put in, many things that will meet on the way. And then at the end of the way, we'll be in the fifth dimension and we can create it. If we look at this, the poem of the Road of Ithaca, the suggestion is to go through the road, to enjoy everything, to see all the scenes, to be seduced by the sirens, all the way. And then when you come to Ithaca, Ithaca is nothing to promise you now. You ended your way, you ended your journey, and you came to an end. And all what you have to do is to pray that the road will be long enough so you can enjoy and have kind of experiences, adventures, etc., etc. What we will learn today breaks the whole thing. But we learn today when we come to the fifth dimension, when we really feel that everything is possible here and now, we can go beyond this phase, beyond this road, beyond this journey. We can just create a quantum leap, we can jump, and it can happen here and now. And yes, sometimes it sounds childish. Yes, sometimes our mind, experienced mind, is telling us, oh, come on, it's a nice story, but you cannot really create it here and now. I will not give Caroline surgery as an example, but for example, Caroline, for today, if I see correctly, she doesn't give even the possibility that maybe tomorrow morning she will wake up and she will not need the surgery. So she has a surgery. Surgery will be taken in 2 weeks from now, and this is a fact. And all her body and presence and thinking goes through this effect. So today we will challenge these kind of things. I have a client here that will come today, and I'm giving her a therapy for already the third week, and she has cancer. The moment I say the word cancer, I can feel what happens in our bodies, like the nocebo part. And her doctor said that she has to go through a surgery in October. And she took it as a fact. She said, okay, I'll go. She has a breast cancer. I will not die out of it and that. When she came to me, I asked her only one question. Did you give space to the thought that maybe we'll not need a surgery in October? And now she's working on it. And until now, I don't know what's going to happen. But I see also that the tumor is shrinking. So maybe she will not need any surgery until then. So today I want to go to step into this space, which is space that goes beyond time and space, to this understanding that goes beyond time and space. One moment we'll have to Shalou because she took her granddaughter. No, I'm coming back to my teaching. And this means that it needs from us more focus, more faith, in a way that I think, if I can speak in your name, also my name. Hello, let's say hello to Maya. She's a great student in our course today. Maya, please don't cry. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Tonight we will see Argentina, playing. And we are all holding hands, fingers that they will win. I don't know about the Mexicans, but I think you also for Argentina tonight, huh, Carlos? So Maya is still crying, maybe, but when she will hear this lecture, I think she will be relaxed at the end of it. So let's come back. This was my ADHD, and now I'm coming back. So what I'm asking from myself to be able to create this reality beyond time and space. What does it mean? Dance of illusions, okay. Yes, I know. And then, what is the essence of Shlomo and of Faten, of Robin, of Michaela, or whatever, wherever you are, all of us, that we have to develop, to evolve, to train, that can take us beyond time and space. We're all saying many nice words about entanglement, which means that there is a particle from my glasses that is entangled to Barbora's glasses as well, maybe. And the question is, And the thing is that you cannot separate them at all. What does it mean to me? What does it mean to my understanding? What does it mean to my feeling of the world? We are all, I'm telling you all the time, when you touch your desk is not tough, is all particles there. But we still live life as grounding means you touch the ground and the ground holds you, and it's tough, and the rocks are tough, and whatever you touch that is not flexible is tough. And this is the way the concept we get from the world. But all what we see in quantum mechanics, quantum physics is going beyond that. Something new that we have to learn what to do with it, how to see it. So this lesson maybe will be a bit more complicated or deep, but at the end, I say KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So at the end of the day, we'll make it as simple as we can. And at the end of the day, you will see something that will make, we say, in Hebrew we say oseh sechel, means make logic. It's not the logic of the Greek, but there is a logic there. And we can accept this world when we go beyond our programs and live this life in a way that we can create miracles here and now, and there are no limitations. This is actually my way all the time, all the years. But now I'll connect it to quantum mechanics a little bit and to the ability to create radical healing here and now. So if you're ready to be healthy and happy and whole here and now, and join the fifth dimension, if it's okay, but just let me know. If you don't know, maybe I'll give you another lecture. But if you're ready for that, and to forget what we know, and to go to a new thing all the time, again and again and again. And if we fail, this is the fear, that we will fail, then we don't give up. We just look at other way to do it, or other way within ourselves to do it. Yesterday I also gave therapy to another woman, also amazing woman, and what happened once, she got the therapy from a alternative medicine guy, and he promised her in 3 weeks you're going to be totally healthy. You can drop the pills and everything. And she did it. And after she did it, she didn't heal, and it came back. After you go through this kind of things, you are afraid. After you go through this kind of things, you don't believe to all these promises, the people promise. So just to be on the safe side, I don't promise you anything. I will give you kind of a therapy today, but it's just meditation. It's not a therapy. And I want to calm your old thinking and your linear thinking. That I don't know what's going to happen. And I want you to make sure that if you jump this quantum leap, you don't look down afterward and say, maybe it's too much, maybe it's scary, maybe I feel anxious, etc., etc., etc. And then you will fall down because you're anxious. So you can go and jump this quantum leap and be happy. You can go and jump it, and then if your body wants, you can jump back. So it's not something that we are doomed to do. It is something that will give us better life within. Do you understand me until now? Yes? Okay. So I will read for you a little bit from what I got from ChatGPT when I wrote all this, and also my edit. And then we will see how we create it within us. Before that, I want to hear from each and every one of you Just one word or one sentence. How do you feel now? Whatever comes to you, be spontaneous, be wild. Let's begin with Bonnie. How do you feel now, Bonnie?
I'm excited. I can't wait to see where you're going to take us.
Me too. I don't know. Isabel, how do you feel? Okay. Charlotte, how do you feel? Say one word or two.
Very interested.
Thank you. Abby,
Hopeful.
you said Paul?
Hopeful.
Petrina.
I have a wonderful tingly feeling all through my body.
Okay, so we did it already. Let's go home now. If your body is tingling, we are on the right place. Annie,
I feel tingly too. Anticipation.
thank you. Caroline,
Curious.
are you still going to the surgery?
I'm open and I have been open to see if there are any changes, working with the energy, doing my meditations. And I feel if I do go and have the surgery, it will be easy and work out really good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mas,
Curiosity.
thank you. Nadine,
Excited, and it started yesterday before going to bed. So I'm usually feeling things before.
amazing. Thank you. Faten,
I feel like very peaceful and calm.
thank you. Robin,
Expectant.
thank you. Barbara,
Calm.
thank you. Carlos,
Happy for the future.
Michaela,
Hey, I came from the other world, so I feel stressed and overwhelmed, and I'm really looking forward to kind of calm and get it all done with you. Thanks.
where have you been in the other world?
I mean, stressed and overwhelmed by tasks and so on.
Okay. Maya, sorry, Shalu. Maybe you both.
Enthusiastic. I'm excited and enthusiastic.
Okay. Shlomo, looking forward. So I signed the huge check now. So let's see what will come up. Okay. So first of all, I want to say a few words about quantum mechanics. We came to quantum mechanics most of the time when we did these particles researches all over the world. To understand how time can be folded and body healed, one must first explore the playground where this phenomenon occurs, quantum mechanics. For centuries, science viewed the universe through the lens of classical Newtonian physics. In this view, the world behaved like a giant, predictable clock. If a ball is kicked, its landing spot can be calculated with absolute precision. Everything is solid, separate, and obeys strict logical laws. Although I have to say that we didn't behave like this. For example, if you drive your car, many times people are driving their cars by looking at the mirror and imagine that the front shield is black and they're driving forward. Many things we do in life, especially the automatic pilots, are based on the past. and they have nothing, not a clue about the future. If you take your car and you have brake and gas, and you go through a tunnel, and you drive the car, you never know what will happen the next moment. And if you were really aware of what can happen every moment, you wouldn't drive any car. What we do, we look backward, what happened until this very moment, and we project it to the future. We imagine that this will be our reality. But it's not. Sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's not. We are not really sure about it. He speaks here about kicking a ball or something. So when you kick a ball, you never know what's going to happen. The moment the ball, let's say we are throwing a stone. When you throw a stone, the moment the stone left your hand, you never know what's going to happen with the stone. Never. You can calculate, you can focus, you can do, but at the end of the day, you never know what will happen. As you don't know if there will be an earthquake or whatever in our life. In the early centuries, however, physicists began looking at the subatomic world, the building blocks of everything. They were talking about the atoms, as you know, the neutrons and the electrons, etc., etc. And discovered that at the microscopic level, the universe stops behaving like a predictable clock and begins to behave like a realm of pure potential. And I'll say a few words about that and about SGLA. When I'm looking at you, not as a physical body, but as a pure potential, my whole concept changes. I'm looking at your energy. I was talking about energy like 30 years ago, 40 years ago already. And when I brought the energy by the spiritual concept, people didn't understand me so well. So the more I go there, and I look at Faten or Michaela or Anna Maria or everybody else as a pure potential, something totally changes. And when we understand that physically, really, we are built of these particles as a pure potential, this means that the way we used to see each other, the way we used to perceive each other, the way we used to predict each other, like what will Annie will do tomorrow, or what will be the best achievement of Bonnie or Nadine or Matthew or everybody else, totally changes. Because it means that there is something I cannot, it's not tangible for me to understand what is the real energy of Shalou, Faten, Petrina, etc. So the moment I go out of feeling myself, let's talk about myself, that this is a hand, I'm touching the hand, and that's all, it's not the truth. The truth is that this is a potential. Now, in real, it's a hand, but it can be many, many other things together. My teacher once asked me, what is this? What is this? What do you see? I know that you don't say paper because you're afraid, but sheet of paper, Michaela said up front. Okay. What is this? You can unmute and say, what do you see?
A potential.
What it means, potential.
If you write, it's a potential to, what do you write in this paper?
This is when you look to the future. But the way he was teaching us was also about the past. They asked us, what do you see? So you can see a paper, you can see a, how do you call it, that makes air. How do you call it, you see?
Sorry, I don't understand.
How
What do
do
I
you
call?
call the thing that you do this?
Ah, the fan. This, I think it's fan.
I don't know that name.
I don't know if it's fun actually.
You know how to say it in Yiddish. My mother used to love to giggle and say it in Yiddish.
Say
Fucka
it.
yourself. Fucka yourself.
Okay.
Right? Isn't that how you say it in Yiddish? You fucka
I didn't know
yourself.
it, but it's okay. I will try to do it. And it can be a plate, can be everything. But what you really see, if you know how to look at things, you see here the trees. You see here the flowers, maybe. You see here the agriculture system. You see here the farmer was raising the trees. You see here the sun. You see here the rain. Actually, in this piece of paper, you see the whole world. And when you take it into the future, it is also can be the whole world. And now I'll use this paper because I'm already holding it in my hand. Please take a piece of paper, all of you. Do you have in front of you? It doesn't have to be a big one. And I want you to paint on this piece of paper two X's, X on the right and X on the left. The X on the right, you write the word now. The X on the left, you write the word what I was using 7 years from now, yes? And look at it. When you look at it, there are a few ways to come from now to 7 years from now. There is a linear way that you draw a line from now to the linear way, to 7 years, and then you look at it and it's 7 years. But if you do something...
This is interesting because you're doing it in Hebrew from left to right.
It's right. But when I'm in front of you, you see the same. You see the kind. But now, if you want, do a very simple thing, just to look at it and see and do this. That's all. This will be our meditation today. Do this. When these X's touch each other in a second, yes, you are already on the fifth dimension. You are already creating 7 years now. And this comes from quantum mechanics. It doesn't come from holistic teachers. So it means, we call it timefold or wormhole, that according to the experiential work of physics and quantum mechanics, there are wormholes in the world, which means you can go beyond time and beyond space. You can fold the time. And as we all know, and I will explain it easy because we are so addicted to it. When I gave you a time that we meet here on Zoom, we needed to have time. It will be everywhere you are another time on the day, morning, noon, evening. And we need this to collaborate. We need this to create our social work because we want to meet people. And if we imagine time before time, that I was going out in nature and whom I met, whom I didn't meet, I didn't meet, etc., etc. We needed to have something more to fix it. But it's all fake. You understand it's all fake. We took some time, we divided into so-and-so hours, minutes, and we think this is time. And we are all attached to this time. But you see, like sometimes when we go from time zone to the other time zone, when we go from autumn to I don't remember. I think yes, when we leave autumn, we go from autumn to winter, we change our time because somebody somewhere decided that it will not be now 12, it will be 1. Why? I don't know, no real reason. But it's all about creating time that we can be together, that we can have a conversation, that we can talk, that we can. But the moment you really look inside and you see all this as a fake, and you try to see it as fake, that it's not real time, something very deep happens. And when you do this, for example, just it can be folded like this, it can be folded like this, it can be folded like this. So there are many, many ways to fold it. All of a sudden, something in this time and space method or space or essence is changing. We understand that when I am giving the word, it was my decision years ago, that when I do the meditation, the future meditation, yes, the creating desired future, I took 7 years. Why, I don't know. I took it because it was kind of a tangible and mystical way to do it. But these 7 years have nothing to be real. They can do 70 years, they can be 70 years, they can be 7 days, 7 minutes. The moment we walk into the 5th dimension, something very crucial can change. I hope I'm not bothering you too much, not taking you out of comfort zone too much, but this is something that I want to look at. Let's go on. In quantum mechanics, things are not solid. They are wave of possibility. So just to say that one particle can be at the same time a wave and a particle. And when our awareness touches this place or seeing this particle, then it crashes and it becomes or wave or a particle. I'll come to this. An electron is not a tiny billiard ball sitting in one specific spot. Instead, it exists in multiple places at the exact time, at the same time, as a cloud of probability. So when we are creating our desired future, we all have potential and probabilities. And what I want to create today within ourselves, this kind of total focus, total intention, so our awareness, if we want consciousness, can create the future here and now as a miracle. We will see. The observer creates reality. A particle only decides to choose a single solid location when it is observed. Before that observation, it exists as pure potential. So the moment I'm looking at Isabel's eyes and I feel love or passion, and we are creating something between us, at that very moment, the potential of the love that Isabel has, or the potential of the love that I have, is becoming real. Before that, let's give another example, will be easier. A woman falls in love, Robin falls in love with her husband. Before she falls in love, 1 second before, there was a potential that she can fall in love with many people. There was a potential to whatever, to go there, here and there, and maybe there are in the States, I don't know, 100,000 people that she could be happy with them. The moment she falls in love with this guy, at that very moment, all the potential for other guys disappeared. This is easy to explain. And this guy became real. This is the way that we are behaving and experiencing every day. I have here yogurt. I love to drink yogurt. So when I need some energy, I take this yogurt here. The moment I took it here, it was a potential. The moment I open this, it's still a potential. The moment I'm drinking it, at that very moment, it becomes a potential within my body that the particles will join my body. And then they can heal my body, they can help my body, whatever. At the core, physical existence is not made of hard, unchangeable clay. It's made of light, energy, and infinite potential waiting to be shaped. I was teaching this many years ago to heads of companies, also heads of organizations. And I remember when I said the word energy, and I said the world is made of energy, before this, quantum physics was exist, but people didn't talk like this. They were shooting at me. They said, you are crazy, you are a spiritual guy. And nowadays, when you say the word energy, you know, you can talk to the scientists as well. Everybody is listening to you. Consciousness and the body, mind becoming matter. The physical body is not an isolated machine. Modern science, especially in the realm of holistic approaches and subtle touch therapies, demonstrate the body is a direct reflection of consciousness. This we know. When the conscious frequency, we talk about frequency moves, so shifts. When specific points are touched with gentleness and absolute presence, and we'll talk today about absolute presence, the brain releases chemicals that alter cellular function immediately. So this we understand also about the chemicals, about the endorphins, about the hormones, etc. Consciousness is not an abstract idea. It is a biological tool. To heal the body or design a new future, one must first understand that thoughts and beliefs are the active architects of physical body. So if we see our body as a physical matter and we want to heal our body, yes, we have to join and understand and work with our consciousness and beliefs. Now, what I want to talk today, and this is most important, the secret. The secret is absolute belief. If you see one particle in two places at the same time, and you want to create it to be in one time, and this particle can be your abundance, your money, your love, whatever you want to create in your life, in order to make it happen totally and immediately, I say it again, in order to create it totally and immediately, you have to create this kind of focus that will not leave anything for probability. You have to create something that maybe all of us, we didn't do it all the way, all the time. That goes beyond the fears, beyond the hesitations, beyond the mindfulness. So we have to create it in a way that goes beyond that, which means something that goes in a way that you see yourself totally there, with no any kind of hesitation or fear, etc. I will say something. Even when I'm meditating, and I feel it less and less in the last years, but even, or you are meditating, and we look inside ourselves and we create this in the meditation, our desired future. I'm telling you, go to your paradise, whatever, etc. Many times, even without understanding or seeing it, our program comes into it. Questions, hesitations, fears, ambiguity. And this is something we have to learn and train ourselves more and more to go beyond it. So let's be honest. When I was telling you, all of you in the meditation, please imagine your desired future or go to your paradise and create your paradise. How many of you still thought, even in the midst of the meditation, that maybe something will be this way or the other way? You was not sure. Please raise your hands. So I rest my case. Let's go home. Yes, all of us. I think so. So the moment this hesitation comes, then you are not on the fifth dimension. Then you are on the way, and that's okay because it's us, and we are working on it. And many of us have many years of program as well, and also our stories and etc. But we have to learn and to train ourselves, and this will be, I think, the main issue, the main declaration of this lesson, to be totally one with what we are creating. And this is a time to let go totally of the hesitations, of the ambiguity, of the questions, of the fears. When Danny and Helen were working on values, and we asked somebody to share what is the most important value for them, what we did, I think I did it or Danny did it, I don't remember. In one moment I said, say it now. You have to choose one. Choose one now. And when I say to you, you are now in paradise. Choose one now. And it can be, the whole paradise, but you have to choose now, beyond hesitation. When you do it, and you train yourself to do it at home in the meditations, something becomes very clear. Something becomes very clear. And as I told you once about your gift or the high purpose that we have, the moment you totally connect your body, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, to your high purpose, to your paradise, let's say now, physically, you feel it in your body. You can feel goosebumps. You can feel, the body is shaking. You can feel more sensual. You can feel more, your heart is totally open. You feel like making love. You feel like this kind of thing goes all the way. Making love for those who love to make love, not for everybody, but for you. You feel like this is what is there. And the moment you are there, as Bruce called it, the honeymoon effect, then you are high. Then it gives you high, and you are creating your future from moment to moment, day to day. And it goes on and on and on. And you are already there. You don't have to walk till you come there. You don't have to think what will happen till you come there. You can go beyond all these mind fucks and just connect to your desired future. I'll go back to the teaching, but I'm talking too much today. So I want to give you, I know that, but we need some time. I will leave now 5 minutes for Q&A, questions. Did you understand what I say? Do you feel it? Do you have any questions? Barbara, let's switch. I'll give you my yogurt and you give me your cookie. Petrina, you want to talk or just raising your hands up?
I didn't mean to have my hand up, but what's going through my mind is if time is an illusion, then the future is now. I'm not sure where I'm going with that, but it's a mind fuck. It's fun. I'm sorry.
It's not mind fuck. The future is always now.
Yeah.
When I began to talk about future intelligence and all this, I based on what was common in society. And I know this is a long story, I will not talk about now, that when we in Zen talking about here and now all the time in meditation, it was because we wanted to leave the past, all of us, but because when we were thinking of the future, many of us had this anxiety of the future, fear of the future, etc., etc. But if you have totally desired future in your mind all the time, then to look for the future is fun. It's the best thing to do to create your future. And logically even, but also the way you say it, it's true. When I'm talking to you now, all the past is here, all the future is here, and all the present is here. This is the way science shows it. But my question is how to take it and create it a more effective way to create our future, to create our life, not only future. So we have to go beyond that, and we have to understand it. To say it, it's nice, but to understand it, to live it, not to think sometimes, when I do meditation, I think, okay, when I finish, I have to go there or I have to go there, this kind of thought that comes to me. So yes, time is here and now. All the time is an illusion. Let's see how we use it to live better life. Yes, Barbara.
Thank you. I was going to ask you because we are what I have in my mind when you talk about this thing. We are doing theater with children this week. We have a camp, and what actually came today, which is very similar to what you are saying, we are trying to teach them how to make a scene in the theater in order for the people, like the audience, to understand from the scene what actually they mean. And the director is trying to teach the children that it has to be very factual, like very tangible. And when you are saying this, it really reminds me the same thing as we are trying to teach them, that you have a thought, you have a vision in your mind that you want to create in the theater and tell the audience through your act how it feels in reality. So you have to take it, the vision, you have to take it to you and create it in a way that the audience will understand it. So you have to kind of live it. You have to add the emotion, you have to add the facts, the argument. It has to be understandable for the audience. And in this way, it's actually kind of like downloading something that is very, intangible. It's just not able to take it. And you have to download it and create it as it is. So I just wanted to make it as an example.
I'll give you a tip for this and you will all understand. Please close your eyes just for a moment. And imagine you are going to your refrigerator. And you open the door of the refrigerator and you took the best thing that you have there, the most tasty thing, and you put it in your mouth. And you feel it. If you feel the taste in your mouth, please raise your hand. Thank you. So, I will not feed you today, but see what happened. In a microsecond, you all rush, I don't know how many meters or kilometers you are from your refrigerator. You rush to the refrigerator, you find what you want, you ate it, and you feel this. So this is the most powerful way of our imagination. And this is when it goes beyond time, because it didn't take even 1 second to go there, to take it, to eat it, and to feel the taste. So when we feel it, when we know it, we can live our life like this. And if you look at it, you can have a lot of practical advantages from it. This gives us the understanding that we can go beyond time. I'll stop here because it's endless. and I want to go to what I want. A ripple effect in all dimensions, space-time. Yes, Isabel. Yes. Thank you. So I'll go on a little bit and then we'll do the meditation. So absolute belief. This is what we are learning. Absolute belief. For something to change radically in the body or physical reality, mere hope or desire is not enough. It requires absolute belief. Absolute belief is a state of reality where doubt ceases to exist. In the quantum world, as long as there is doubt, particles remain in a state of probability. If you don't know if you want your hand right or left, you don't know if you want to marry this guy or not marry this guy, if you don't know if you want to eat eggs or to eat meat, or to eat vegetables, then it stays in the option. Only when an observer steps into the absolute, focused intent, does the quantum wave function collapse into a symbol. It's called collapse. Concrete physical reality. So what we'll do, I think, from this day this day in the future, we will train ourselves to create within ourselves this absolute belief so we can change reality. By believing completely and unequivocally in health or in a designed future, physical reality is compelled to reorganize itself around the very belief. So now you see the science shows us that just the very belief works. And if you have a very belief, absolute belief, you create reality. And this is something that comes from the quantum mechanics. So I'll say also a few words about what I said already, the time folding and wormhole in quantum mechanics. This shift raises one fundamental question. How can healing be instantaneous and exist outside the normal laws of time? The answer lies within quantum mechanics and the theory of time folding. Time folding is like I showed you in the paper. You fold the paper, you can fold the time, you can make the future be here. In classical Newtonian physics, reality is a straight line. Time flows forward at a constant pace, and moving from point A to point B requires physically and chronologically traversing the entire distance. We were all stuck in the trains. You remember in school, goes from train point to A to point B, and they meet in the middle, how much time it will take. We're all stuck with this all the time. And now we see that it doesn't work like this. We can fold the time. We can unfold the time. We can create other reality. Yet quantum physics and Einstein's theory for relativity revealed, it's called Einstein's and some other guy, I think Einstein-Rosen, relativity revealed that space and time are not rigid. They are flexible, like a fabric. The fabric, space-time can be sent, stretched, and even folded. Imagine a blank of sheet, this we did a few minutes ago, of paper. On the bottom right is the current state. Now we go to what we are doing, healing. Illness, difficulty, or today's current reality. On the top left is the desired future, vibrant health, fulfillment, quantum healing. The linear way, standard time, this path requires drawing a long line across the entire page, moving point by point, day after day. It demands time and often involves a long period of waiting, struggle. The quantum way, time folding and wormholes, physics speaks of a concept known as the Einstein-Rosen bridge, or more commonly a worm. If that same sheet of paper is folding in half, the vast distance between the 2 points vanishes. The points of the current state directly, completely, and instantly touches the point of the other. of the desired future. A wormhole is essentially a quantum shortcut created in space-time, allowing passengers from one side of the universe or time to the other single flash. So I will not go all the way, but I want to say a few words about the fifth dimension. To understand where this transformation takes place, one must take one more step forward into the fifth dimension. In day-to-day life, humans live in a three-dimensional world, length, width, and height, governed by a four-dimensional linear time, past, present, future. In this world, things are limited, separated, and require time to change. The fifth dimension, however, is the dimension of pure consciousness and unity. In this dimension, the standard laws of space and time collapse. There is no before and after, and there is no physical distance. All potentials, every version of who the person can be, all levels of health, abundance, and fulfillment coexist there simultaneously right now, like files waiting to be downloaded from the vast cosmic cloud. I share just this and we'll finish here. Reaching a state of absolute belief and activating quantum folding shifts awareness from the limited third dimension into the fifth dimension. From that high frequency state, radical healing and a new future are no longer things to be achieved through hard work years down the road. They are simply the immediate reality chosen to be aligned with and anchored into the body and life here and now. Let's stop here. I don't like to read just, instead of talking to you, but I needed to bring it in paper so you can see it also. Do you understand what is said then? Today we will try to touch it and see what is in real time the effect on our daily life. What does it mean? I want to go now from one point to the other. Should I switch the car and then push the time fold button in my car and it will go there, it will be there? What it means in our daily life and how we create the bridge between these two things in ways. And what I want you to do, this will be your homework, in the next lesson, to write to me, how do you think all what we're talking today has a practical effect in our life? What does it mean? We'll talk today about radical healing and instant healing. We'll talk today about creating the desired future instantly. But in practicality, what does it mean? If you have issues in your family, if you want to decide to what kindergarten or school you send your daughter, if you want to decide who's going to be your next lover, is it all relevant? Or I'm just moving my lips and bringing out some hot air? Question. What I know, I can share with you. I think this is already shared in the groups. Dorit doesn't feel so good in the last few months. Yesterday, I asked her to come to participate. And I had this little hope within myself that this will create healing in her body instantly. I don't know yet. I know she has gone through something that in a way looks more bad than before. But I know if she will pass this, maybe something else will be released of her body. So we all want to heal ourselves here and now, on the spot, beyond going to whatever we go through, hospitals or doctors or this. In this we will train today. Do we believe in it? Do you believe in it? Do you believe that you can heal yourself here and now? I will not talk about Caroline because it's too direct, but let's talk to somebody else. If somebody there outside, in your family, friends, is suffering out of any kind of disease, chronic disease, or any kind of symptoms even, who of you has now headache? Raise your hands. So you see, you healed already. I wanted one that has headaches to see if it will work during this meditation. I want everyone now to touch your body in the place that you feel tension or a little bit ache in your body. Touch it. The most stressful point in your body. We will meditate today. We will go and touch this absolute faith, and we will see what will happen. So let's put our feet on the ground. Don't be deceived by the fact that we did some things like this before. We didn't talk about this amount of belief. Now it goes to a new dimension. So I put my feet on the ground. I'm taking a deep, deep breath. And let's together, like we do always, make a sound. And again. Begin by putting your feet on the ground, feeling that you touch the ground. And as always, we begin with the roots coming out of our feet to the center of the earth. And we take the energy of Mother Earth that supports our stability, our feel of faith, of trust. And feel as if you are taking from the ground this feeling of stability, faith, and trust. Take a deep breath and relax. Deep breath and relax. Please, from now on, I want you to open your mouth and breathe in and out through your mouth. Yes. If you feel any kind of stuckness in your body, please touch the place. And now I want you to imagine that you are walking on the seashore. You can feel the sand in your feet. You can feel a breeze on your face. And a huge, huge feeling of relaxation comes into your belly, your navel, and goes up in circles all over your belly. Yes. I want you to imagine that you are facing a huge door. Looking at the door. And you want to go beyond the door. Look at the door. Look how it looks like. There are many kinds of doors, open and closed, whatever you choose. And when you want to open the door, you can order the door to be open and to let you go in. So you take your right hand, you move it toward the door, and you order the door, and you say, open. You can leave now the place that you hold from the beginning. We'll come back to it, but now relax. So feel within yourself that you are creating a very sharp and focused energy. Comes from your genitals and your belly, your hara, and connect your genitals, hara, and your throat. Now I want you to move your hand toward that door very fast, totally tough. And all what you say, like open sesame, you say to the door, open. 1, 2, 3, open. The moment you do that, it helps your body to be more and more and more focused. You will do it again. Raise your hand and throw it to the door and say again, open. And another time for today, do it again, you say, open. And you see the door opens. We will work on seeing in real how our energy works. But I want you to be there to feel the feeling within yourself. And you're totally focused. And you want to create reality. Very simple reality, to open the door. And when you do it and you bring all your courage, all your energy, all your focus to one point, you can break stones. So I want you to see that you point at the door and you feel that the door is open now. The moment the door is open, you are stepping into the world of your own consciousness, of your own awareness. And you imagine as if you are walking in your awareness, in your consciousness, in the both. And the moment you walk inside it, it becomes clearer, clearer, pure and clean. Be there, imagine there, and touch the door, feel the door, and step over. When you step over, you can imagine yourself jumping out of an airplane. So you wear a blindfold or just close your eyes. And in a magical moment, you step into the air. When you are there, I want you to pay attention. If any thought or mindfuck are coming to you, and you let them rise up, and rise up, and rise up. And then I want you to hug them, to let them space to be. And the more you give them space to be, faster they are leaving you. They are leaving you faster. Sometimes it comes up and there is pain underneath. Sometimes it's a fear. It doesn't matter. You are the king. You are the head. You can easily create a space in which you're connected to your power, you are more focused, and you begin to build a tool. You decide how it's going to look like, and with this tool, you'll be able to create your desired future, your reality, beyond time and space. Yes. Imagine that you are riding on a missile of fire in which you can create everything you want. And you are sitting on this missile, and the missile is very speedy. And it goes the way we imagine it, beyond time, beyond the everyday concept of time, beyond everything we think, beyond the speed of our thoughts. And it goes straight forward, straight forward, straight forward. Imagining the best future we are creating to ourselves. And the best future means whatever you want and you feel totally that you want to happen in your life. You can create it here and now. You can just put the papers and draw whatever you want to draw as your paradise. So you're writing and drawing your paradise, and you are creating it spontaneously at the same time. Yes. Feel free. Feel that you are omnipotent. You have all the potential in the world now. You can do whatever you want. And look inside and see, what do you want to create now within yourself? The moment you feel what do you want to create, you can see the picture of it. And at that very moment, you send energy from your belly as you shoot a missile from your belly, from your aura, and you are creating reality here and now. Give it a time. Feel it. You feel on one hand huge energy of relaxation, like a cocoon is around you, holding you, supporting you, and this love spirit is coming into your body. On the other hand, you look inside, what do you want to create? And the moment you decide what is, go all the way, create this amazing missile that will come to your place and create your reality. Good. I'm happy. Now I want you to look at your body now. And if there is something that still hurts you or is stressed or painful, you can put your right hand on this spot now. You will feel the movement of heat from your hand to your body and back. Yes, very good. Give it a space, give it a time. Yes. Slowly, slowly. I want you to be in a space where you can really, you can really be your future. And you see your future is coming towards you in a speedy way until your future hits you, meet you, and you become one. And everything you want to happen them to be them in reality now, now, now. Take a deep, deep breath. You feel in your belly and your chest, and you release slowly, slowly. Yes. You make it simple. What do you want happens? What do you want happens? What do you want happens? Here and now. And now slowly, slowly, we go back. We want to come back to our life. Our life will look totally different. It is the chunk of life that comes from the future. And we live it now. Okay, you can see kind of a map in your body mind. Slowly, slowly, we bring back our feet to the ground. Slowly, slowly, we connect to Mother Earth. And we melt into Mother Earth. We see the particles. We are particles of Mother Earth, as we are more particles of sky and existence. And for a magical moment, I want you to feel all your particles in your body. Feel the cells, and feel the muscles and the bones, but feel the cells and feel that within you, nothing is solid. You know that the electrons are moving, protons are moving, neutrons are moving. Nothing is solid. But in this, in solid situation, in these particles, we can easily tell our energy to be grounded, to be focused, and our body to feel in harmony and happy. And we feel this totally. And now I will count to 10, And when I say 10, you will come back to sit on your feet, on your chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Part of you goes back to become solid. Part of you can still be up there. Give it another moment. And you go down, down, down. 6, 7, 8. You can feel yourself sitting on your chair. Let go of your head. Look at the ground. Yes. Slowly, slowly, 9, 10, you look at the ground and slowly, slowly open your eyes and look at the ground. And when you are ready, you can raise your eyes to the screen. Give it a moment. And I want each and every one of you first to be there for a moment. And then when you are ready, to write down in the chat. What do you feel now? What did you feel during the meditation? And how did you see your total and focused faith? Give it a moment. Take your time and write it down. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Nadir. Who wrote Collapse All? I don't see it. Thank you, Michaela. That's okay. Thank you, Charlotta. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Abby. Wow. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, Petrina. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Faten. Faten, I will be very happy if we talk personally. Please, or create Calendly interview or talk to me. Okay. So here we are. I myself don't know what happened. I was in total trance at least 2 times during this meditation. Yes, the door was very, very powerful. I saw, I don't know how to explain it in English, this door that goes back and forth, back and forth. And when you do this, the door opens. And it's training. It is a training. When I was in Vietnam, a friend of mine who was psychic, Dr. Viet, used to go with a spoon here. He put the spoon here, and the spoon didn't fall. And I did it as well. I don't know if I went too much above this angle or not, but just training that something in your total awareness and intention is creating reality will help us to go back to this total belief is important. Okay. So first of all, before we go to Q&A, I know that you are still not totally healed. I want one of you to teach at the next lesson, 1 hour. Thank you, Petrina, yes. To teach 1 hour at the next lesson. Isabel, I don't know, you talk to the people, were new, not new. Mazi, you talked already here?
I wrote in the WhatsApp group sometimes for the ones who are new and didn't speak yet to schedule.
So I think we'll hear Mazi. She is amazing, as you know. Let's see. So the second, we'll talk, maybe the first or second hour in the next lesson, you will teach. Okay. Questions, answers, comments, information. Yes, Annie.
I'll talk. Where did the time go? I just looked at the clock. We only have 9 minutes left. Time is a funny thing. I wanted to share what I felt because I didn't feel like typing, but I felt integration, deep integration of all that I am, and an understanding of believing that anything is possible. I believe in magic, and my body feels really light, and I feel very, very expansive and joyful. But I think that our belief is everything. I had an experience about 2 months ago, and something impossible happened. And when it was resolved, I felt like magic really does exist. And when I felt that magic really does exist and anything is possible, my whole world has really changed for me. Even even how I feel about myself has changed. Just that anything is possible, anything at all. And it really doesn't matter how we plan because life happens. So the more comfortable we are right now in this moment, and we learn how to just appreciate what is in the moment, makes everything so much more joyful because life happens and things are always coming at us. So thank you for this. I feel like, yeah, magic exists. And one of my favorite things to do is to play with time. I'm always expanding time. Just like, okay, oh my goodness, I have to be there. I have to be there. It's okay. It's okay. I'll arrive right on time. But then I imagine the clock literally slowing down. And I'm not kidding. Ask Bonnie. It does. It slows down for me. So, yeah, thank you. That was really, really just amazing.
Okay, who wants to talk?
I want Annie to tell her story of the ring.
Okay, whose
If
story?
I have a little story of what changed my life about 2 months ago. So
Okay.
I have a ring that's been in my family for more than 100 years. It's been passed down from generation to generation. And I've been wearing it for the past 15 years after my grandmother died. And I went into a lake and I was working on the property pulling toolies so that I could make an area where we could go swimming. And I heard Annie from Spirit. I heard, Annie, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing with your rings on. And I sort of argued like, oh, I always wear my rings. I've never lost a ring in my whole life. I'm fine. And then, Annie, you really should take off your rings. Oh, but I'm busy. I'm busy. And so I didn't listen. And maybe 15 minutes later, all of a sudden, what the rings that I could feel on my hands, my grandmother's ring, I couldn't feel anymore. And so I got out of the lake and I looked down and it was gone. And I just started crying and I couldn't stop crying. And that night I couldn't sleep. And then the next day I couldn't sleep. And for 2 weeks, I was crying and upset. And I had all sorts of emotions about how all the ancestors are disappointed in me and how irresponsible I am, how I don't listen. I mean, all of these negative things about myself. And how do I tell my family that I lost something so precious that can't be replaced? So, anyway, 2 weeks later, I finally decided I'm going to let go. I'm just going to let go. I'm going to imagine everyone is forgiving me. I'm going to forgive myself. It's okay. And then I went to clean my other rings in a little ring cleaner where it has liquid in it and you put your rings in and you clean it. And I pulled out my rings and put them on and I saw something shiny in there. And I said, I already have my ring on. What is that? And I pulled out the ring that I had lost in the lake. And the other thing that you should know is that I was asking the water, I was asking Source, God, all of the angels, the fairies, I was asking all that is to please return the ring to me. And so when I pulled it out of there, my whole reality my mind just went impossible, absolutely impossible. but it isn't impossible because it happened to me, and I know. And Bonnie and Patrina went through the whole thing with me. I shared how heartbroken I was. Oh, Isabel also knows the story. And so I was having everybody pray. Everybody was praying, and every single person that I told the story to, they said that ring is coming back to you. Bonnie thought it was coming back. Patrina thought it was coming back. Isabel thought it was coming back. So that's I believe in miracles. I believe in magic. I believe anything is possible. If you can think it, you can feel it, you can create it. And I don't even think I created it. I just believe it. Because I don't know. Anyway, that's my crazy story.
Amazing. And you cannot even explain how it came. That's a sign. So, you know, I have many stories as well about healing people and all this, but what came to me now and I'll share with you is about crystal. I got one crystal from Danny, and it was really, I loved it, and I was working with it, and it was with me. And then it was time that Danny didn't work with me. Sometime. And I was thinking of him, and then the crystal disappeared. The crystal was on my table here. And I don't know what happened, and I forgot it. After, I think, more than half a year, I decided to call Danny and ask him to come back to work with us. At that very morning, I was working in my garden, so there is nothing you can imagine how this crystal can come from my table to the garden at all. In the garden, down, I was really digging a little bit inside. I saw the crystal. You cannot even imagine how this crystal can go into the garden, inside the soil, inside the land. And there are many stories like this. I know with crystals it's always happening. Crystal comes to your life, helps you, and then goes. And you have to let go to know it. Also, maybe with rings. Okay, my dear friends. Maybe we'll do now a circle of stories about rings and crystals. You know. We have to go. So I want to thank you so much for being with me. You are amazing, amazing, amazing. I love you all. And I know that we are on the right way and we are jumping in quantum leaps. I don't know still how it will show itself in our lives, but I'm sure it shows already, but more than what we feel until now, it will show things that we think that should happen in years will happen tomorrow. And I know this will happen. It's also about abundance and other, maybe I'll say some things about it in the next lesson. Thank you. I love you all. I love you, Anna Maria. I love Caroline. I love Faten. I love Andy. I love Charlotte. I love Bonnie. I love Robin. I love Mazi. I love Nadine. I love Isabel. I love Abby. I love Shlomo. Bye-bye. Listen to the lesson. Listen to the lesson. It's important. Do the meditation. Do the meditation. Thank you.